Hello, welcome to Recto for You. Today it's a hot day in the shed. I'm sweating already, but I've got my England top on in support of the England ladies who's made it to the final. Well done to them. One time in my life. Hopefully Sunday we're going to beat Spain, so come on England, they can do it. So good luck to them. Today we're not working on the Commodore 64, but we're working on another Commodore machine. Today we're on the Commodore Plus 4. Now this is a new machine. Like I said, I bought it the other weekend and it looks in good condition. It's got the power supply, it's got a load of games, it's got a data cassette. I haven't plugged it in or tested. Apparently it came from up an attic. It's been up there for, I'd say, about 20 years or so, so it's an old machine. So we'll get this powered on, we'll get the power supply tested, and we shall see what will happen with this. I've never used one of these before, so it's all new to me. So if you're new here as well, please hit this like and subscribe button up here. Please comment below. Hit the ding dong bell so like it notifies you when I upload a video. And I shall see you soon with some Plus 4 madness coming up after the short intro. See you soon guys, bye. Okay, so I'm on the Plus 4 now. I'm going to strip this down, basically give it a look over, give it a check over. If we spot anything, get it changed, whatever, blah de blah de blah. So we're going to strip it down, have a look over, check the fuse internal, give it a bit of a clean up. It generally looks in good condition anyway, in good clean condition, but I always want to check these out before I actually go and plug them in. So I'm just going to strip this down and you listen to some music while I do it. So we've basically got this in pieces now. I'm just going to give the board a bit of a dust off. That's all it seems to want. The actual board itself looks in very good condition. And we will some contact cleaner into the switches. Totally missed that, but won't do it any harm. Steam evaporates. You can see it evaporating on the chip, and it won't clean it anyway. And we'll give all these a clean. A lot better. You can see the muck that's come off it there. Let's have it clean around here. The actual board itself looks very good. I can't see any leakage on the caps. Can't see any corrosion anywhere, which is good. So looks like it's all good. Check, everything seems to be socketing and well, which is good, because I've heard some of these sockets are really bad on these. So let's just check under here. Just give this a pull. Ah, maybe that's the CPU under there actually, I never knew that. So it looks like that's the main CPU under here. It's got like a heatsink here with some thermal paste. Now I never knew that. It's new to me. So we'll get some new thermal paste put on that anyway. So clean this off, because this looks like that silicon based stuff. So we'll get this cleaned off and we'll upgrade it with some MX4, which I've got somewhere. or should have anyway. So let's clean this thermal paste off. See if I can zoom into that for you. So you can see there's the thermal paste which I'm cleaning off. And that must be the CPU, and it's got this like piece of copper here I've just cleaned off as well, which is then fastened to this top. So that acts like as a heat sink. Pretty cool that, isn't it? I'm just a bit impressed with that. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to find some MX4. Okay, so I'm back. Good old MX4. I can't say anything bad about this stuff. It's just really good. So I'll put some out on there. Little pea size. Now let's move that around. It's not going to know what's happened, did it, having MX4? Definitely ahead of its time. Okay, so I'm going to stick that back on there. Tell you what, so that now should and that's the MX4 done. Should hopefully outperform the silicon. So now we've done that, we can just go back up to the zoomed out view. Excuse my messy desk. Right, so this board now is basically ready for me to put back in, but first I just need to go out and clean the cases, so I won't be long. I'll be back in a minute. So I'm back from cleaning the case. I'll throw some pictures up in a minute, like I say, here's me doing it, but then just bear with me as basically I reassemble the machine. So there you have it. It's all been rebuilt, it's all cleaned, ready to test soon. It looks like it's a no. Quite like it. It's a nice looking little smart machine, really. I mean, if you think about it, it was an ideal size for on a desk, like they thought. Right, so soon we're going to get this powered on and tested, and hopefully for the video grabber. I've got the lead plugged in here, but I'm just waiting to reassemble the power supply, which I should be doing soon as the fuse turns up, and then hopefully we can test it with a meter, because one thing to watch out on these is a 5-volt DC. The actual power regulator goes, and instead of sticking out 5-volt, it sticks 12-volt, which isn't good, which will just go and blow the internals of the Commodore to pieces, basically. So I'll see you in a bit, hopefully with a fuse and a working +4. So today we're back on the C16, sorry. Today we're back on the +4, and this is a cassette player, or the data cassette. You see here, the fast forward button seems to be broken, it's stuck down, so we're going to have a look at this. Also, if you see here as well, there's like scarring, that's where cables have been wrapped around it. See when people get it like this and they just wrap that around, and then that causes this scarring after the years of rubbing back and two, believe it or not. I mean, I'm sure we've all done that anyway. I can't do anything about that, but see if we can fix this fast forward button. So we're going to get this apart. This and some music while I do this. So now, you can see there, looks like the actual button has snapped. Everything else has springs on it as well. Oh, there you go. So you can see there, this piece here has physically snapped off here. But then again, it looks like we could actually glue this, because it's a nice clean break, as you can see here. That is a really nice clean break. So let me just pause this and see if we can find some super glue. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. Okay, so I looked everywhere for some super glue, and guess what? I can't find any. It's typical, isn't it? So we're going to give this a clean, because obviously you can see these reed heads here are rather mucky. I'm trying to show you these on camera. Can you see? Again, looks like somebody's had a dinner inside this thing. Not as bad as the C64 one was, but still rather dirty, so we shall proceed to give this a good clean out. Now I'm going to nip down to my local shop to grab some super glue to repair this. Once that's repaired, we'll get this back together. We shall also give this a bit of a clean out. As you can see, it's full of like biscuits and stuff. So I'll give this a good clean out and get the thing back together, and hopefully once the fuses arrive today, I'm just waiting on a fuse for the power supply. We get the power supply tested, we can get the machine to pieces soon, and we'll get this powered on and tested. Okay, so I'll be back in a bit after I've found some glue. So I'm back now with the glue. Finally got some. So we're going to have a go at gluing this now anyway. So we'll put a blob on each side. Super glue is great unless you get it on your fingers. I think the way I'm going to have to do it is to put, not like that by dropping it. So I've got this side, I've got that side. Basically press that through. So I've got that aligned. I'm just going to hold it together, and hopefully this is going to fix this button. I'm just going to leave it for a few minutes to dry, for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to go grab myself a coffee while that dries. So while that is setting now, I'm just going to grab myself a coffee. But you can see now the button's staying up, which is a bonus. Obviously I don't want to press it yet until it's fully dried, so I'm just going to leave that there and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. I think I left that recording then for too long. Right, so what we're going to do, I think now this should be good to go. Let's just try. There you go. So now that button is now working. So there you go. Oh, yeah, don't want to play with it too much just in case it breaks. I've washed this out. No dishwasher this time, but it's a hell of a lot cleaner. See inside, look at that spiffing. So we'll get this back together. Like I say, I've cleaned the heads. Should be a lot better. We've repaired that button, and let's just get this back together. Lovely. Look at that, it looks better already, doesn't it? So we'll get these screws back in. So that's one data cassette repaired, hopefully, and it's cleaned inside and out, and it's all working and looks a lot better, to be honest. So I'll move this cable out of the way. Okay, welcome. So first things first is I'm going to check out this power supply. Now to test this, I'm going to take this plug apart to check it's got the right fuse in it. For a start as well, this plug is now illegal in the UK as there's no plastic covering there, so basically when people grab it, little kids and stuff could get their fingers down there and they get electrocuted. So now I need to change this plug for a modern one, to be honest, which I should have somewhere. If I can find one. Which I can't seem to find at the moment, but I've got one somewhere, and we'll get this plug swapped out. So let's just take this plug off. Straight away, that's wrong as well. I mean, it's basically got a 13 amp fuse. It's way too much for this device. See there, but in them days, like they used to put 13 amp fuses in anything. So we'll take this off and just basically rewire this plug because it's too dangerous. And you can tell there that the whole lot is just terrible. We'll clean these off as well, and obviously that wasn't doing anything. That was supposed to be crimped under there and it was just shoved. So we'll put that plug ready to be disposed of, and we will change it for a new one. So farewell plug, throw it away. So I'm back with a new plug. You can see here now has a 5 amp fuse, and also down here can you see the plastic coverings here. That will stop you basically, if you're from the US you haven't seen these, when you unplug in you can't physically, it's impossible how small your fingers are to touch the live there, so should all be safe. And obviously we've got a crimp here, so we'll just replace this plug. For a start, safety first. This fuse here, because there's actually I think there's 160 milliamp fuse that should be in here. So we'll remove this fuse here, which should be 160 milliamp. So we'll take this out, and straight away, without even needing a meter, I can see that this is blown. You see that? You can see the actual line, so we're going to have to replace that as well. But what makes me worried is why that blew. Now I have to go and source one of them myself from somewhere. I'll just put that in there so it's safe, and I will be back. So now the fuses have arrived. We'll get one out here, which I've got, which is all good, and we're going to take this fuse out of here. Just pop that up a bit so you can see. So turn, twist and pull. Take the blown one out. You see there, it is well through bad. I'm going to put the replacement in. So there you go. Right, you remember last time as well, we changed this plug to a British Safety Standard one, and also downgraded the fuse in it from a 13 amp, which is a bit ridiculous really. So we'll plug this in, and I will get my meter, and we will set it to DC. Now for some reason this meter, oh, you can see that, yeah, doesn't like to read AC. I need to get a new meter basically. So it should be these bottom 2 pins here, because the top ones are AC. So bear with me while I try and get these 2 pins. It's not the best, is it, to get to? So we should have, there you go, 5.3 volt. That's good for me. This is not 12, so that's good. And it's rock steady as well, like I say. It's probably a bit lower than that, but my meter is, like I say, it's a cheap meter, but I will upgrade it soon to a Fluke so we can do AC. Okay then, so that all looks good to me and ready to try. So it's had a new fuse in the plug, and a new plug. So now that should be good, because at least the regulator's working and knocking it down to 5 volt. So let's get this connected up and see what happens. Okay, so I'm just switching to the video capture device and I'm going to connect up the tape drive, which you can hear cassette, which again looks like another bloody super video port. So we've connected this up and I'm going to attempt to power this on. Let's wish me luck, guys. So the switch is there and there you go. It all looks good and the cassette power is powered up. Right, the game I'm going to try is called, let's just try something. Well, we've always got to do this, haven't we? If I can type on this. Oh, that went totally wrong. There you go. So it is sort of working anyway. I just had to do that. Right. Escape ain't working. I thought escape's run stop. There you go. Okay, so the game we're going to do is Monkey Magic. I don't remember this. This had Pigsy in it. And basically it says here, game features smooth moving high resolution scrolling graphics, 100% machine code, realistic sound, high score feature, super fast arcade action, and joystick or keyboard. Now that's, I need the keyboard because unfortunately I haven't got a joystick for this because it's not your standard 9-pin. So we'll get this tape and we're going to try and load it. So I think what you type is load, press play on tape, and I'll be back with you in a bit, guys. Quite good, but quite hard. I mean, that scrolling is like quite smooth. It surprised me. Trying to play in the keys is I need a joystick. I'll have one more go. So I'll come back now, like I say, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed Monkey Magic. It's very hard on the keys, trying to press these keys like this. I think it was Shift, ZX and up and down like this. impossible. I need a joystick. So we've got lots of other games to try in this anyway, but there'll be more in future videos. But at least for now we know this thing is working, which is good. It's been cleaned, and we can try this and maybe do some mods or something with it one day. But I want to get back on the C64 next time, so I'm dying to get the C64 work. We've got to recap the board. We took the caps off last time, so we need to put the caps on and get it tested and working. So if it's your first time here, thank you for watching the video. And so it's a short one this weekend. It's only because basically, like I said before, I'm going to an Amiga meet tomorrow, so it's gonna took up most of my weekend basically. And of course we've got England at the weekend, so come on England. So thanks again for watching, and I shall see you next time on Retro for You. See you guys, bye.